I'm Deb Kilpatrick, and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at CardioDx in Redwood City, California. Every day in the United States, 8,000 patients, plus or minus, show up to primary care with signs and symptoms that are suggestive of coronary disease, but in all likelihood, from an epidemiology standpoint, are not, in fact, due to cardiac etiology. So there's a significant need to identify which of those patients do need further workup and need to be referred to cardiology and advanced procedures. But there's a really significant healthcare reason and quality of care reason and economic reason to identify those who really do not need to move on, who instead have issues related to gastrointestinal problems or perhaps psychosocial etiology. Corus CAD is a test that measures the messenger RNA level of 23 genes in peripheral blood, and it's used to help physicians identify which patients who present to primary care with symptoms that are suggestive of obstructive coronary disease, which patients actually have it or do not have it and require further workup or not. When we began to develop Corus CAD for the U.S. market, there was a significant product already on the market that was a gene expression product being used in oncology. And this is a product called Oncotype that was being used in breast cancer patients in the U.S. by a company here in the Bay Area called Genomic Health. And so there was certainly an understanding that the human genome and gene expression in particular was having a role in identifying significant disease states in patients. However, no one had done this for primary care. And so specifically, we were very interested in understanding if there would be a messenger RNA signal that would be measurable in peripheral blood in primary care patients who are having these symptoms to really identify which ones do or do not have coronary disease. So on the reimbursement side, what was becoming clear with Oncotype, and they had been very successful at getting Medicare decisions and getting the initial private payer decisions, what was becoming clear is that there were multiple categories of evidence that needed to be developed in order to successfully get your product covered and paid for in the U.S. marketplace. Those categories of evidence, are in a range from analytical validity to clinical validity, clinical utility, and then finally economic utility. And so when you set out to get a product developed for this marketplace, and know that that's what you're getting into, because you're going to have to touch on every single one of those things.